State Champs Game Time Live is powered by Alta Equipment Company. State Champs Game Time Live is also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University, the Michigan Army National Guard, Warrior Hockey, the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association, and the Michigan High School Athletic Association.
And welcome to the Big B Ice Cube, where tonight we've got a dandy for you. How about the MIHL taking on the KLAA? We welcome you into State Champs. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you out there. Along with my broadcast partner, Mike Iveso, my name is Sean Belegian. And Mike, anytime you get two of the premier teams from the two premier leagues in high school hockey together, it's a dandy. Let's start with the visitors from Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Well, the defending D3 state champions are off to a hot 3-0 start with two big wins against Culver and St. Ignatius. In those two wins, they were led by Thanius Rainis with 4 points. Keep an eye on him tonight, because not only is he an offensively skilled player, he plays with an edge. He leads his team with 19 penalty minutes.
And Brighton is one of the most special hockey communities you will find anywhere, and always a threat in Division I.
Yep, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on Coach Cavisto's bench tonight. We're hearing rumors of this bench could be 10 to 12 skaters deep. If that's the case, Sean, offensively skilled players like Tim Peterson are going to have fresh legs all night.
We've got a Thanksgiving Eve dandy for you here tonight in Brighton as the Eaglets from Orchard Lake St. Mary's take on the Bulldogs from Brighton right here on the State Champs Network.
At Alta Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Sonnebogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
And welcome into beautiful Brighton. We are at the Big B Ice Cube, getting ready for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the Eaglets, taking on the hometown Brighton Bulldogs. So glad you could join us wherever you may be. And we're going to be sending shout-outs all over the place, because I know, Mike, from talking to a few people here in the rink, people are going to be watching this literally from all over the country, and we are really, really happy that you're going to be joining us.
Absolutely, and happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving to everyone that is watching. But what would you rather be doing, Sean, than sitting home, maybe in the sun of Florida or by the fireplace here in Michigan with your favorite beverage, some snacks, watching this battle of high school hockey tonight?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, one of just a slew of great games all over the state of Michigan, Mike. I mean, really, when you look at the schedule, there are some phenomenal games on the schedule here tonight. We could go over them, but we're going to keep the focal point on this one. I mean, two perennial powers, as you mentioned in the onset, Division III champions at one end of the ice, that all too familiar red and white uniform, and of course that classic look from Brighton with the orange and white and black. Always in the mix are the Brighton Bulldogs.
Yeah, as we were talking before we got on air, Sean, this is your typical Brighton team. Every time we see them, they're taking a step up. Coach Cavisto gets these guys going. They're going to be perfectly primed for playoffs. At the other end, we've got 12 seniors on this defending state champion team. They are poised to make a run all the way back to that title game again this year.
And, of course, we're just a couple minutes away from face-off here in Brighton. Always like to see our old friend. We call him the Voice, Casey Campbell. And you know what? He wanted to give a shout-out to Mom and Dad. He said Mom and Dad are watching, and happy Thanksgiving, Mom and Dad.
And how about the smile on his face when we mentioned we were going to do that? Just a kind soul. He greets us every time we walk into this rink. He has everything ready for us. Great hospitality, great kid.
Really appreciate everything he does, and always makes a point to say, if you guys need anything, and we know that Casey's got us covered, there's no doubt about that. Hey, in case you missed it, last night we had a blast out in Novi, the Battle of Baseline, the Novi Mustangs and the Novi Wildcats taking on the Northville Mustangs. Northville came away with a win, but you know, we're going to see a great atmosphere here tonight, no doubt about that, but pretty special atmosphere last night, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that you can ask a head coach to bring the band, and he does, and not only does he bring the band, Sean, he sat that band right next to us, almost in our laps. My head is still beating, but it was awesome. What an atmosphere. People on Twitter talking about the band and state champs in the house. What an electric atmosphere, and you can't say enough about the game.
And if that looks familiar out on the ice, it should for good reason. That is the Kid Cam. John Kidd in the house, getting those shots with that cam. Such a great view, no doubt about that. All right, before we drop the puck, of course, we take a moment and honor our great country. We are ready to get this one going. Orchard Lake from the MIHL taking on Brighton from the KLAA. So glad you could join us. Thank you for inviting us into your phones, your laptops, your computers, heck, sometimes your 65-inch screens as well.
Oh, boy.
I'm getting one out of the way right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
A very, very courteous grandson wanted us to give a shout out to Steve and Marcia Clement in Stuart, Florida. Happy Thanksgiving, Grandma and Grandpa. How's that?
That is great, and I hope they are enjoying the weather, getting a little bit of warmth, sitting on their back porch, watching their grandson play. and let's hope he has a heck of a game.
No doubt about that. Lots of shout-outs to get out there, Mike. No doubt about it.
Lots of shout-outs, and as you can see, as our phones are going busy, lots of pictures of food coming in here today. So if anyone is, prepping their turkeys, or like my niece, Mackenzie Miller, out there on the East Coast, she's prepping. Sean, are you ready for this? Cornbread, Cajun, jalapeno, and gooey stuffing.
Okay, I'm in.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
About to get this one going. So glad you could join us. Cam Sussex takes this draw against Max Mackenzie. Check with the goaltenders. Ready to drop this puck and get it underway. Here the night before Thanksgiving. Draw one back. Anderson behind his net. Look at Orchard Lake on an opportunity in front. Oh, had to be very careful on an opportunity to skate it out now for Brighton is Weaver. Weaver just going to dump it in behind the goaltender. That's John Ward II. Brighton trying to set up shop. Look out. Oh, nearly a break, and he might get away. The dangerous Radish in. Big stop by Hutch. Reese Hutchinson with a stop. Oh, look at Radish still on it. Radish just going to let a wrist shot. Rebound scores. Kondrack, the sophomore, but make no mistake about it, it was Thaddeus Rainish that got that going. And Mike, a mere 44 seconds in, Eaglets take a 1-0 lead.
And this is going to be a great view of the shot through traffic, which is going to have Hutchinson maybe miss it a little bit, give up a rebound to number 7, Kondrack, who just buries it. I didn't have a stopwatch on it, but it seemed like Ranish had that puck on his stick for about 30 seconds, just yo-yoing it all over the place. No one could get it for him. That's that offensive skill we talked about in the pregame.
We saw this kid last year open some eyes. Number 13, Thaddeus Rainish, and he is picking up where he left off last year. What a start for the Eaglets.
Yeah, and if that first shift on both ends was indicative of what we're going to see tonight, we're in for a dandy. Both teams heavy on the forecheck, 2 guys on that puck, creating turnovers that turned into scoring chances. They didn't get it. Then Radish takes that turnover back.
1-0. Eaglets strike first. What a shift from Rainish, huh? My goodness. Centering pass, no one home. Comes back to Ramos. He just tosses it in. Brighton having a tough time getting the puck out of their own net. Boyda on it, now backhanded. In again, shot back in. Controlled by Boyda. Boyda in the corner, takes a hit from Giroux. High elbow, that penalty's coming. You knew that was coming. The captain, Charlie Roberts, got his forearm up in the cage area of Vince Walkup. And Brighton's going to go on a power play.
I mean, that's a line I don't think too many guys are going to want to mess with. Both Roberts and Boyda, those are some big boys out there, Sean. And as this game gets going, it's going to be very interesting to see how the experienced 12 senior Layton Orchard Lake team, what they can do against the first-year guys on Brighton and the newcomers on Brighton. It's always a challenge for coaches.
Power play opportunity for Brighton. Alex Johnston, the freshman, going to take this draw, trying to get things going in the attacking zone. Conversation at the bench right now.
I think they're discussing it's going to be a 2 and a 10, I believe. Is that an automatic head to the head? Right?
Let's wait for I'm going to wait for the official announcement, but I think you're right, pal. Draw goes into the corner, giving chase there as the goal scorer Kondrack up and out of play. And we'll do it all over again with a face-off.
Well, we got our first power play unit out here for Coach Cavisto. And interesting, it's 2 seniors in 17 and 19, Smith and McKenzie, but 2 first-year guys, Sean. It's our first look at them.
Johnston wins that draw. Walk up at the point. Trying to get it inside. Orchard Lake going to clear this. Hutch going to come out. Leave it there for a second. No, decides against it and plays it forward. Boy, what a jump by Orchard Lake here tonight, huh, Mike?
There's a lot of speed out of 17 Keegan Phillips to pressure that puck, Sean. Pressure, pressure. I always say that causes turnovers.
Look at Condrat nearly played that in front. He's already got one. Keep an eye on this young man, number 24, Vince Walkup, the junior defenseman. Nick Smith tries to keep that in. Opportunity in front. Oh, just missing as that putt bounced up for Tim Peterson. To the line, Walkup just sends her back in. Peterson centering pass, no one home. And Brighton's going to have to start over with Max McKenzie. They're going to go change, and McKenzie decides to just whip one in, and they'll get the fresh draw with the fresh troops.
And exactly what Brighton wanted. The puck on number 20 stick in a scoring position. It just hopped over it. But again, that's a sign of things to come. That means they're moving, they're working, they're getting some things going, creating some chances.
Robbie Elliott with us here tonight as well. He will be the third person of our broadcast crew. One might say his beautiful hair is the fourth person of our broadcast crew.
It does seem to have its own characteristics and personality, doesn't it?
Brighton forced back deep in their own zone. Still 40 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. Landon Hall skates it out, shot in there by Weaver, and the play called at the line.
Well, as we spoke about in the pregame, Sean, trying to get a real grasp on what Coach Cavisto has on this bench. We've seen a lot of players already in play here, and we're barely 3 minutes into this game, so the depth could play into this.
Forced to start over in their own zone again. Trying to pick up some speed now is Wheeler. Gets it to center ice. He plays it in deep himself, trying to go give chase. Orchard Lake gets there first and out. Nice play to take the puck away there by Hall in the waning seconds of this power play. Only 5 seconds remaining. That's Connor Duffy. If the name sounds familiar, it should. More on that in a moment. Connor Duffy, wearing the number 16. Mike, I seem to remember another Duffy wearing the number 16.
I think he's sitting about 5 rows
about
in
5
front of
feet
us.
in front of us as well. If that name sounds familiar, it should. A longtime star here for the Bulldogs. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago was our player of the year with state champs. Puck out into the neutral zone as we're back at full strength. Look at Orchard Lake with speed. 3 of them over the line. Giving chase in the corner is John Brown, the senior. He's got some help out there in the form of Evan Stewart. Now coming near side, another senior. Blaze Kroll. And an opportunity now for Brighton to get it out. Here's Giroux. Giroux just going to shoot it in. Giving chase down there is Landon Clement. He gets a little help. Clement bumped off the puck. Just out over the line, and Weaver has to give chase. Look at Weaver carrying up. Just shooting it towards the net as Bulldogs go for a change. Some help out there in the form of McKenzie. McKenzie forces a turnover. Oh, didn't get much on it. Peterson in front of the net.
That's how you score goals. He's been in the right spot his whole career, Sean. If that happens all night, he's going to have a couple.
Domzalski back in behind his net. Opportunity to skate out now, Walkup. He decides to turn around. He is being pestered. An aggressive forecheck from Orchard Lake to start this one, Mike.
Yeah, their speed and their size can cause trouble all throughout the state, Sean. I really like what I'm seeing so far in the first 5 minutes.
Domzalski comes back to help out, but it's Orchard Lake on it again. Nice move there. Rainish didn't miss by much. Boy, is this kid having a period.
The hands, silky.
There's an opportunity there. Makes the hit just inside the line, and the draw stays inside the line. Hey, Alta Equipment knows when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment partners with the biggest names in construction with industry-leading service and support. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
And I think what we're seeing out of Rainish is what people are really going to like about this kid, the skill, and then he drops the kid with a hard check. He plays with that edge, Sean.
think they're going to do this one over again. I think they said toss both of them out. Yep, they're going to toss both of them out.
Eddie Wheeler, 8, playing here and anchoring this third line, Sean. He's been on this team for a while.
John Brown going to take this against Mitchell Wysocki. Orchard Lake wins it. Get something going here. Everybody in the zone. That shot block. Good job going down by Landon Hall. That's cleared the length of the ice, and that is going to be an icing with 11:23 to go here in this first period. Orchard Lake up 1-0.
So we're just looking at the line charts, but Landon Hall, Sean, you're on third line in the line chart. You want more time, you do what he just did, sacrificing the body, blocking shots. Well, let's talk about one of his line mates out here, Mitchell Wysocki, you brought up taking the face-off. Bulldog of the week last week, a +3 and 2 goals.
So we'll do it again. Clean win there by Orchard Lake. Back to Boyda. They pump her in deep. John Brown on it. Opportunity for Brighton to get it out. They can't. They get it to the line. Boy, Orchard Lake just stays on it. Boyda throws it to an open point, and that's going to slip out over the line. St. Mary's going to have to start over with Hughes. This one misses a pass in the neutral zone, and that's going to be icing with 10:57 to go here in this first period.
Yeah, almost 7 minutes in, and that's really the first hiccup I think that Orchard Lake had with that missed pass. You can see how they went down and they beat Culver and they beat St. Ignatius, 2 storied programs. The size, the speed, the skill, they're going to give anybody a problem if they play like this.
No doubt about that. 2 premier programs from 2 premier leagues. Wrist shot comes in, no problem there for Ward II. He makes a stop and will do it over with a draw in the Eaglet zone.
You gotta like it. We're hearing a lot about Vince Walkup and something like that. He got that puck, no hesitation, Sean, a little flick of the wrist, and that was on net. Goalie's got to be alert when he's got the puck on his stick.
Puck lay there for a moment, both the Bulldogs on it. Duffy giving some help down there is Johnston. Bulldogs still on it. Little tenaciousness being shown now by the Bulldogs. Opportunity to come the other way. That's Carrera. And now a 2-on-1. 2 Eaglets coming in. Nicely played. No panic whatsoever by Derek Anderson, the senior, Mike.
That was a great play, great pass. Patience got the stick in the lane.
Man in front, Hutch had to poke that away. Oh, you can't keep giving up scoring opportunities like this to a team like the Eaglets, Mike.
Now, and right now, Sean, we're seeing a lot out of Brighton's secondary players. That their top guys got to get going, but you got to love it. We talked about depth. We're seeing it. Nice
rush here, taken down in the neutral zone. I think Orchard Lake wanted a penalty. Official shook his head no. Giroux chips it up. That's Clement giving chase in the corner. Controlled by Eaglets. Nearly coughed up, and the Eaglets get a chance to come the other way. That's Pizzo. Look at Pizzo with a good jump. Getting a stick in the way of that, Mike, to take away a scoring opportunity was Hall.
And that's tough to do with these guys. 19, Pizzo, he's got that reach, Sean. It's very hard to get a stick on the puck like that.
Look out, high slot, big stop by Hutch. Always had to come up big a couple times here, Mike. Just keep this at 1-0.
We spoke earlier, we said a difference maker in this game has got to be Hutchinson.
There's Hutchinson again. Look at him, well out beyond his blue crease area. Might give him nothing to shoot at.
And it's one thing to be out and be confident to make yourself big, but it's another thing to not give up the rebound. And here, look, see right there, you see the length on the offensive player with that stick. To be able to get your stick in the lane and get that puck and knock it away, great job by the defense.
Sussex going to take this draw. Controlled by Orchard Lake off the draw. Rainish just wrists it in, but back in behind his own net is Bozak. Another turnover, though. Trying to center in front. This line's going to be dangerous for anybody, Mike, but here comes Peterson. Speaking of dangerous, look at Peterson hard on the puck. Ward stood his ground, didn't give him anything to shoot at.
But that is something that Peterson over the years has added to his game, is that strength in his skates. As he's going down on a guy probably 5 inches taller than him, he lowered his center of gravity, Sean, put that far skate in his far edge in the ice and cut it to the net and didn't get knocked off the puck. It was a great play.
McKenzie on the draw here. Off the draw, controlled by Brighton. Rainish finishing his check. Boy, this kid just goes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And here they come. There's a penalty in the neutral zone. Look out, coming in, and that one's touched up. Orchard Lake is going to go on a power play, Mike.
And that's that play. That's that edge he plays on. He was on the edge of taking a penalty here. They don't call it. Upsets 24, Walkup, who comes over to say hello, knocks him down. That's interference. He drew that penalty.
Hey, Warrior Hockey is a proud partner of State Champs. Voting will begin soon with the Hockey Player of the Year and Wall Awards. Warrior Hockey breakthrough. As we mentioned, a former Player of the Year sitting about 10 feet away from us right now.
Yeah, I mean,
he's playing up in Northwood, right?
He's playing up at Northwood. From what I'm hearing, all reports, he's having a real good year. And I'm going to have to check in on his roommate and make sure that he's behaving.
One Sebastiano Iveso. I'm familiar with his work as well. Walk up with the penalty. Orchard Lake goes to the power play with a 1-0 lead. A lot of puck movement here, Mike. 3 guys up top. Shot comes in, but no problem there. Pizzo now. Pizzo at the point. Back to the far point. Trying to get it back to Pizzo. You can see that they look at him as a quarterback. Look out, this could be a break. Here comes Wysocki in. Big stop by Brown. Try to get it back over to Wheeler, and Wheeler's just going to kill some precious time off there, Mike.
Gotta love it. We talked a lot about it last night, following your shot to the net, and that's what Wysocki did to create the second chance.
The dangerous Rainish out there. High slot pass. Big stop by Hutch. Rebound lay there. Another shot. And finally an opportunity to go the other way is Duffney. But Orchard Lake on it again. Rainish tried to walk his man, but staying with him, the senior Giroux said, no, sir.
I like the kill by Brighton. When they're down in, they're paying a lot of attention to the bumper guy, and they're taking the lanes away, making life difficult, being aggressive on the puck.
30 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. Here's Ramos. Ramos circles the net. Throws it back up top. Hughes waiting, looking. Far side, the other point. They're going to crisscross now. Taken over again by Ramos. Pumps it in deep to Boyda. Boyda muscles it out to the other side. Takes a bounce and over the line, and that should just about do it for that power play as Brighton goes back to full strength.
That was a great kill by Brighton, Sean. They kept everything to the outside. They kept their bodies moving, taking lanes away. A lot of action on the outside by St. Mary's, but couldn't get anything done.
It's a dangerous Rainish again. Boy, you better be aware where that young man is. I'll tell you what, Mike, without giving anything away, I wouldn't be surprised to see that young man on our Player of the Year list.
Yeah, I think we're going to be having conversations about him this weekend.
McKenzie able to chip that out and gives chase now. He's got Nick Smith breaking in. They couldn't get there. Brighton has to start over, but it's Rainish again. Rainish this time kind of muscled off the puck. Get some help from Boyd. Hutch says, I'm going to freeze this with 5:49 to go here in this first period. Eaglets up 1-0.
On the 2-on-1 and watch them follow it. Again, it's behind the net, but a lot of times guys will turn from the net, Sean, after they shoot the puck. The puck's all the way over here. These kids that follow the puck to the net, they're going to score goals. That's why Wysocki was Bulldog of the Week last week.
Did you guys notice Mike had to turn like he was turning to the net up here? I wish we had Mike cam on so you guys could see. Big hit in the corner. My goodness, and another big hit. Oh, the boys are starting to throw their weight around a little bit.
Yeah.
Bashy gives chase in his own zone, taken over in the neutral zone by Alola. Alola loses it. Here comes Orchard Lake the other way. Just a little dump and chase as they go for a change. Phillips working down there, but Brighton with a chance to break out, and they do 3 of them. That one's going to be shot in. That's Landon Clement. Trying to give chase right in front of that Orchard Lake bench. Look who's out there again. 13, Thaddeus Rainish. If you haven't heard of him before, folks, he's dynamic. But now it's Brighton coming the other way. For the moment, Alex Johnston was given chase. That's taken away. Playing catch now, or so it seems, Mike, in the neutral zone. Luke Weaver throws it up to Johnston. Now it's Duffney coming the other way. Connor Duffney up there with Tim Peterson.
A little bit of mixing up the lines here from Coach Gavisto to see if he can get some chemistry going. But you can see they've already made an adjustment. When Ranish has that puck, Sean, they're putting bodies on him. Not one, but two.
This puck going to go in deep. Orchard Lake has to give chase. Now it's Brighton with a little bit of a bump, Mike. Duffney's still out there in what has been a long shift. Connor Duffney just going to throw it towards the net, and as I mentioned, they were at the end of a shift, so they have to get a change. Coming with speed the other way. Boy, how about that speed in the neutral zone by Carrera. Comes the other side. Have to start over as Kuhn, the sophomore defenseman. Kuhn now just backhands it up and taken by Orchard Lake. High shot, misses wide, but kept in far side by Carrera. He gets some support in Pizzo. Hutch comes over and says enough, and the draw will stay in that Brighton zone.
Yeah, you can see the jump coming and a little bit momentum going on to the Brighton side, Sean. I was talking to Coach Cavisto before the game, and I said, hey, what can you give me? What do you guys like? Give me some ideas. We went through the roster, and it was a lot of hockey IQ. And you can see that playing. These are some smart players. They're playing chess out here, and they're starting to catch up to St. Mary's.
3:40 to go. Still 1-0. Brighton's really come on as this period has progressed. Ward has to come out and play it. He goes to the other side, Hughes. Puck takes a strange bounce, and it's promptly backhanded back in by McKenzie. So they'll try again. This time they cleared, and I think this is going to go the distance for icing. Mike got up on the edge. How often do you see it? And we'll go all the way back to the Eaglets' end.
And it looks like Coach Cavisto is happy with who he has out on the ice for this offensive face-off. And well, maybe he doesn't. As I speak, he makes a line change. He saw what Orchard Lake had out there, maybe some tired legs, so he put some fresh legs out there with Connor Duffney's line.
What an accommodating, great guy Coach Cavisto is. I can't say enough. It's I hope he doesn't get mad at me. It's been great to become friends with him over the years. He really is a class act.
I couldn't agree more.
Duffney on the draw. Orchard Lake wins it back. But it's pressure by Brighton that forced the turnover. Good work down there by Alex Johnston. Johnston on it in front. Puck lay there for a second. Oh, Ward had to be careful. We're getting a penalty. Brighton's going to go back on the power play. Shot comes in. Brown with another stop. Ward, excuse me. Big hit in the corner. Finally get the whistle with 2:53 to go. But I'll tell you what, Alex Johnston, the freshman, Mike, had some good things going for him.
Yeah, that whole line did. You had Johnston out there, you had Duffney out there, and you had Landon Clement. This is something a little bit different. We're seeing these guys, according to the line sheet, fourth liners getting some key time in here, but not only getting key time, Sean, they're getting pressure in the offensive zone. So much pressure it drew this penalty on number 3, Charlie Roberts.
So let's see how they set up here, Mike. It's going to be McKenzie taking this draw. Clearly wants to win it back to Tim Peterson. One back, but too far. Walkup's going to have to go all the way down in his own end to give chase. Condrat, the goal scorer, kind of keeping a watchful eye on him with 2:40 to go here in this first period. Brighton power play, their second of the game. Condrat with good work. Oh, Rainish nearly came away. Walkup saw it and put a body on it.
That was a great play. He doesn't put that body on, he's got a breakaway.
McKenzie now picking up speed. He's going to dump it on the backhand in behind the goaltender Ward. Puck comes the other way. Rainish able to muscle that out, but controlled again by Brighton. Chipped up into the Orchard Lake bench. And with 2:11 to go in this period, only a minute and 18 remaining in this power play opportunity.
And right now, Sean, you can see that next level speed that Orchard Lake has is really causing fits, not only in the offensive zone, the defensive zone, but especially in the neutral zone, giving Brighton a real tough time even getting set up on this power play.
Now Brighton finally controls. Landon Hall in his own zone, the sophomore, has to go back and give chase in behind his own net. Hall being hassled there by Pizzo. Pizzo, good work. Boy, wins the puck battle as well with two guys. Centering pass. Oh, nearly connected for a shorthand opportunity. What a shift by Pizzo, though, huh?
Again, that's you put that size out there, Sean. He's about 4 inches taller than anybody on that ice, and that reach, life is difficult.
We had Castiglione last night. Yeah. How about Dominic Pizzo? Does that sound Italian?
I like it. I like it. Castiglione wins, but Pizzo is good.
That puck goes up and into the bench with only 28 seconds remaining.
You got to say, Sean, number 2, Landon Hall, just a sophomore. He's been getting a lot of ice, a lot of power play time. And I'm looking at him, I'm watching him manning the defense there in the power play. I'm going to imagine that's what Elaine Hudson looked like. That's much shorter than everybody when he was just a kid. He's got some growing to do as a sophomore. He's going to, as we know Brighton kids do, they get better and better as the year goes along, but I like what I'm seeing out of him.
Brighton with 4 forwards out there right now and a single defenseman in the waning moments of this power play. Look out, could be a break the other way. Here comes Conrad. He's got a goal. Centering pass played nicely by Walkup. Boy, Walkup's broken a couple plays up. There's a shot. Hutch had to be careful.
Hey, we might want to measure that stick in length and width there because it's getting in the way of a lot of pucks, Sean.
Sure is. Last minute of play. Johnston trying to get something. Centering pass. Shot. Nobody home. Nick Smith swept it out in front. Nobody on the wing. Orchard Lake back at full strength. 2 of them. Shot comes in. Hutch gives up the rebound. Swatted away. Walk up again and out of the zone. 35 seconds remaining in this first period. Boy, Walkup has had a lot of ice time here tonight, and the play's called at the line on the offside.
A lot of ice. He might have wanted to take that one back. He stepped up into 3 guys there when he picked his head up, caught him off guard. A little bit of a turnover, got a break with the offsides. But I really like what I'm seeing out of 24 Vince Walkup. He's a senior. Wait, nope. Missed it. He's only a junior, so we're going to see a lot of him.
Nice pass there to Wysocki. Wysocki's going to give chase, and there is the icing with 20 seconds remaining.
Yep, that one's going to be a little bit difficult here. This is going to be a very, very important face-off down in the defensive zone for Brighton. The Orchard Lake matching up here, changes up lines and see who they have. Roberts taking the face-off.
Yeah, Roberts out there along with Pizzo. And on the near wing is Carrera. One back. Shot comes in, deflected on the way in. Brighton with an opportunity to skate it out here. Wheeler. He's going to throw it in a neutral zone. Chance for maybe one more rush. That puck gets in behind the net. Icing waved off. And that should do it for this first period. Hey, did you miss the latest State Champs High School Sports Show? No worries, we got you covered. Coming up at the break, part 1 of 2 of our flagship TV shows that aired on Local 4 this past weekend, loaded with football, swimming, and volleyball highlights coming your way after the first. In just a moment, I think we're getting a penalty at the 17-minute mark.
Pizzo going around the net, had his stick in the defenseman's feet. He fell down. I think they're calling them for a trip, which would give us a 2-minute power play on fresh ice when we return.
Indeed it will. And in just a moment, Robbie Elliott will have a conversation with the head coach of the Brighton Bulldogs, Kurt Cavisto. So before we throw it to our intermission festivities, why don't we take a moment and have our buddy Robbie Elliott catch up with the head coach of Brighton, Kurt Cavisto. Robbie?
Coach, 15 seconds into this thing, chaos ensued, but you slowed your boys down. What were the words to kind of, get them calm back down and make sure that, they don't let that happen again?
Yeah, just settle down and play. They're a good team. We know we got good structure, and just settle down and play. It's a lot of hockey left at that point.
A lot of hockey left. What are we going to do to get this thing knotted back up?
Well, I think we got to get the power play going a little bit. We had a couple opportunities there. We'll start the second period here on a power play, so got to have some urgency. I didn't like either the power play opportunities we had there in the first, so hope we can capitalize in the second.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Back to you, Sean.
Thank you, Coach Scavisto. Thank you, Robbie Elliott. It is intermission here in Brighton, where your score after 17 minutes of play, Orchard Lake St. Mary's with a 1-0 lead. Don't you go anywhere. Our first intermission festivities will continue on the State Champs Network.
At Alto Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Bogan, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alto Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome to the State Champs High School Sports Show right here on WDIV Local 4. I'm Lauren Withrow, this week filling in for Patty Cesarini, who's staying busy all the way up in the UP, covering Saturday's 8-player football state finals at Marquette's Superior Dome. She'll join us later with her feature on the incredible climb of the Dearborn Divine Child football team, who pulled off the upset of the year last weekend. As for me, I'm coming to you from Troy Athens High School, the site of today's Division I state semifinal between the defending state champs Cass Tech and Rochester Adams. And yes, that showdown is our main event this week. We've also got highlights from a full slate of state semifinal matchups across Michigan, plus coverage from the girls volleyball and swimming state finals. This show is absolutely loaded. All right, let's get right into it. Only the final 4 teams are left standing in each division. Let's take a look at how some of those teams delivered with the entire season on the line. This is the Hit List, Part 1.
Lauren Plants here, and let's start in Division 1. Detroit Catholic Central taking on East Kentwood. The Shamrocks back in the semifinals, chasing their first Ford Field trip since 2016, and they waste no time. Mr. Football candidate and Michigan State commit Samson Gash gets it started. Fields a punt, finds a seam, and he is gone. 95 yards to the house. Then, Brother Gideon says, I want in too, taking the second half kickoff back 99 yards to the crib to make it 32-0. The Gash brothers lighting up special teams, and Duke Banta leans on that Shamrock run game to pound out first downs. Detroit Catholic Central dominates all three phases, 46-6 the final. The Shamrocks stay perfect at 13-0 and head to the Division I state final to face Detroit Cass Tech next Sunday night at Ford Field. Next, to Division II, defending champ Orchard Lake St. Mary's taking on undefeated Portage Central at Hazlitt High School's Jamie Gent Field. It's also Coach Jermaine Gonzalez's birthday, and his guys give him the present he wants: total game control. The Eaglets grind out the opening drive, Jabin Gonzalez hitting Lorenzo Barber II on 4th and goal for a 7-0 lead. After a 3-and-out, they pound in another Barber score, and it's 14-0 in a hurry. St. Mary's special teams then breaks it open. Daniel Taylor fields a punt near midfield and races it back for 6, 28-0 Eaglets. In the fourth, Jabin goes back to the air, finding Chad Willis twice for touchdowns, including a 73-yard highlight reel grab. Gonzalez finishes with 4 touchdown passes as Orchard Lake St. Mary's rolls 42-7 and heads back to Ford Field to defend its Division II crown. But who will meet them? Let's go to Ypsilanti Lincoln. Dexter and Birmingham Groves with a trip to the title game on the line. Senior quarterback Cooper Arnett is dialed in, finding his favorite target, Cole Navarra. Novara turns in a monster day, hauling in 4 touchdowns and in the process breaking the MHSAA single season records for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdown catches. Dexter builds a 34-6 lead by halftime and opens up a running clock in the third. Arnett continues his own chase at history, closing in on the state marks for completions, passing yards, and scores in a season. The Dreadnought defense does its part too, holding Groves to its lowest point total of the year. Dexter cruises to a 41-6 win, and the Dreadnoughts are heading to the state finals, where they'll face Orchard Lake St. Mary's Friday night at Ford Field. Moving to Division 5, Pontiac Notre Dame Prep taking on Monroe Jefferson at Westland John Glenn. The Bears in the semifinals for the first time since 1999. The Fighting Irish come out hot, jumping to a 24-0 halftime lead behind senior quarterback Sam Stowe and a balanced attack. Jefferson makes a push after the break, cutting it to 31-21 and trying to keep the storybook run alive, but the Irish answer, pulling away late. Stowe leads an offense that piles up the points as Notre Dame Prep wins it 51-21. The Fighting Irish punch their ticket to Ford Field to face West Catholic for the Division 5 title. And we wrap in Division 8. Allen Park Cabrini in the semifinals for the first time in school history, taking on undefeated Hudson. The Hudson Tigers come out growling. That power run game is rolling right away. Hudson hangs 46 points on the board in the first half alone and cruises past the Monarchs 67-14. Hudson improves to 13-0 and returns to Ford Field for the first time since winning it all back in 2021. More state semifinals highlights coming up later in the show.
Hello and welcome into State Champs, and welcome to another segment of The Pipeline, where we give you the recruit report from around the state of Michigan. And boy, do we got a dandy. A couple fellas here with some big news, and I bring in correspondent from 24/7, Alan True, as always. Thanks for joining me, pal. So let's start it off, man. Some huge news here for Michigan and a certain athlete quarterback in Saline. Tell us who made some news and tell us a little bit about that.
Saline quarterback Tommy Carr flipped to Michigan this week. He was committed to Miami, Ohio, whose class has been rated lately. I know that they've been probably, lightly preparing for this for a long time, as Tommy was the top recruit in their class, and a lot of Power 4 schools had been trying to flip him. But it took a school like Michigan, where he has some obvious family ties, grandfather being Lloyd Carr, father Jason played quarterback in the University of Michigan. Obviously, his older brother CJ is at Notre Dame now, but a lot of Michigan ties. So once Michigan came through with an offer, it was a fairly easy choice for Tommy. They have a quarterback committed in the class already from out west, Brady Smigel, but he's injured, and so they needed to bring in another quarterback, and Tommy was the guy after a fantastic senior season and career.
Yeah, why not reach right in your backyard? I know a lot of Michigan fans were somewhat disappointed or upset to see CJ leave the state, but he's doing great things for Notre Dame, and you expect the same from Tommy. So excited for him and his family to reunite at Michigan there. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. He's Alan True. I'm Grant Perry. That was another episode of The Pipeline where we give you the recruit report. Thank you. Catch you next time.
Hi everybody, Patty Cesarini here, and before I went up to the UP for 8-player football state championships, I had to make a stop at Dearborn Divine Child. They delivered the biggest shockwave of the MHSAA playoffs, knocking off Harper Woods last Saturday. When we come back, we'll have the full story behind one of the biggest upsets of the year.
Well, you'll have to catch the show for that. Look at the Chuck Cam. That's the Chuck Cam watching Orchard Lake come out. And we've got a 1-0 lead for the Eaglets as we head to the second period out here in the hockey-mad county of Livingston.
Yeah, and a lot of talent out here, and we're going to see some on a 2-minute power play here for Brighton. And as we went to break, Coach Cavisto talked about urgency on this power play. They had a tough go in the first period with their power play. Let's see what these guys bring.
Second period starts with the Bulldogs on a power play. Connor Duffney takes this draw against the dangerous Rainish. Mike, I think it's safe to say Rainish was the best player on the ice in the first period.
Absolutely.
And here he is doing Rainish right here, things Sean. Again in shorthanded. Hutch with a big stop. Oh, remember that stop a mere 10 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, he is just taking advantage of everybody with his speed, his length, and his skill, Sean.
Now it's Wysocki trying to set up this power play. Oh, missed Landon Hall at the point. Brighton has to give chase. Hutch going to send it to the far side. Now back the other way. Coming back to help is Landon Hall, picking up some speed, skating it out of his own zone. Far side now, taking it in deep is Duffney. Duffney with the centering pass. Puck lay there for just a moment and then finally cleared.
He had Wheeler going to the net hard, Sean, and he waited for him.
Oh, look out, giveaway, backhander, rebound, slid away again, a great sliding poke check. Oh, Hutch living dangerously, but kept the puck out of his own net.
We got a bunch of remember that save and remember that defensive play by Weaver there to keep the puck out of the net to keep it 1-0.
Brighton now with only 35 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. It's Nick Smith. He loses it and they have to start again in their own zone. Walk up. He had a bunch of minutes in that first period. A nice pass there. Coming in, shot scored! Alex Johnston, the freshman, looking like anything but with a snipe.
That was an absolute seed, Sean. This is one of the newcomers coming over from AAA for Coach Cavisto. Our first time to get eyes on him. He used his body to protect that puck, and then here it is. He's going to protect that puck. This is not it. Where are we at?
We'll catch it in a second.
We'll catch it in a second, but he used his body to protect that puck, and as soon as he had a little bit of leverage, Sean, he just snaps this puck.
And it all started with a nice play from walk-up to get it up to him, Mike.
That is just, nice. We've been talking about 24 the whole time. It's all right. Technical difficulties happen. But trust us, walk-up gets that puck up, and McKenzie makes no mistake going high glove side.
So all tied up, and Coach Cavisto got what he wanted. He got a power play goal.
It took a little bit. I don't think he was happy with the first minute 50 of that power play.
Especially when it seemed like the good scoring chances were the other end. But it's all about putting the puck in the net. 1-1. Walk up again. Throws it up. Max McKenzie going to take it in behind that Orchard Lake bench. Centering pass on the backhand. Nobody home. To the line and out. But walk up promptly pumps it back in. Boy, it's Brighton with a little jump now. Trying to change that is Bashi. That's in behind the net. Now Orchard Lake on it, high slot. A couple of different cracks at it. Finally, Brighton going to get it out. Yes, they are. Boy, are these boys throwing the body around right now? Look at this move. Duffy in. Oh, big stop there by Ward.
Goalies keeping both teams in this one.
Back to the point. Didn't get through. Boy, Duffy did everything right. He just couldn't finish, Mike. Duffy on it again. To walk up. Shot comes in. Didn't get through. I think it hit number 10, Landon Whitlock. Back to the point. Walk up. Look at walk up. Walk it in. Big stop by Ward. Another stop. Puck lay there. In. Score.
Oh, and Whitlock just said, hello, number 2. Sit down. We're going to celebrate this goal as we've got McKenzie, I believe, with his second goal of the game.
What a sequence here, Mike. And guess who? It all starts with walk up again. Puck lay there for a moment. And indeed, that's going to be Johnston with his second goal of the game. And then walk up, buries Bashy at the end of it, and I think he's getting 2.
I think so, and I'm going to have to step back, whereas I was thinking that was 19 McKenzie on that power play goal, and I think we're hearing that it was 9 Johnston.
It was Johnston, his second.
It's the second goal of the game, so I take that back. I apologize to any of the Johnstons out there listening.
Walk up with his second assist, and he's going to take 2 minutes now as well.
Yeah, that was exactly what Coach Cavisto wanted to see in the tenacity to get the goal, but then exactly what he didn't want to see with the penalty.
Jacob Hughes kind of lumbering off the ice. You hope that young man is okay. The senior defenseman for Orchard Lake. As Brighton has taken a 2-1 lead here with 13:49 to go in this second period. Now we take a look at the St. Mary's power play. Kuhn, the sophomore, carries it in neutral zone, gets it poked away. Boyd is going to try the other side. Boyd, nice move, going to carry it himself. Boyd head up, waiting, still waiting, gets it to the point. That's Carrera getting it in. Puck lay there for a moment. Finally coming in to get it out is Wysocki. Big chase for the puck in behind Ward. Brighton gets there first, centering pass, no one home. Here comes St. Mary's in transition. Roberts. Charlie Roberts puts on the brakes. Back to the point to Kuhn. Kuhn, far point. Shot comes in. Couldn't get that deflection in front. Boy, bodies are flying everywhere, Mike, and I think we're getting another penalty on a cross-check here.
Yeah, that was just a little bit too aggressive and a little bit too far away from the boards. We've got Roberts going for another penalty. This time it's going to be cross-checking.
Boy, the physicality in this game, huh? Bodies flying all over the place. What else would you expect from one of the premier teams in the MIHL and one of the premier teams in the KLAA?
I mean, again, this is not only do they get the competition within their league playing each other, then when we have these cross-conference games, Sean, we love them. We say this brings so much to the game. You really get to test it, and these are two of the best teams in the state going at it today.
So we'll play some 4-on-4 for the next 57 seconds. Draw comes back in the Orchard Lake zone, controlled by Brighton. Shot from the point, looking from the direction in front, didn't get it. Domzalski had the right idea, though. Kept in by Brighton. Finally an opportunity to clear it, and that is going to be icing. Well, waved off, Mike. My apologies. Kuhn sent that the length of the ice. Now 2-on-3, Brighton comes the other way. Kuhn slows his man up, goes far side. Rainish is going to get there. He's going to send it the length of the ice. That's going to be icing.
I said that one's got to be icing. They had me fooled on the first one too, Sean. But you can see, obviously, some adjustments made by Coach Cavisto, and I think some of that adjustment was that urgency, taking that game to Orchard Lake. Let's not sit back. Let's use our IQ to create some offense. They've created 2 goals this period.
Boy, 2 good goalies here. You saw Reese Hutchinson a second ago, John Ward the second. He's made some huge stops tonight here as well, Mike.
keeping their teams in the game, Sean. Every time we say it, we're like, hey, remember this one. In a tight game, the goalie could be all the difference.
Carrera with some speed just chips it in deep. Brighton has to give chase. That's Nick Smith deep in his own zone, but controlled by Orchard Lake. Sent the other way. Brighton's going to be on a power play now. They've got a 1:03 power play. But Orchard Lake on the puck until now. Coming the other way is Walkup. He's been active tonight. There's a giveaway, though. Walkup there to clean it up and start anew. Forced back into his own zone. He's going to take a little skate here. Work up some speed with 40 seconds remaining in this power play. Giveaway in the neutral zone, though. Good forecheck. Here's Rainish, the dangerous Rainish on his backhand, scores! Short-handed goal. Thaddeus Rainish. And we're all tied up at 2.
And it started with Walkup skating that puck up, Sean. A little bit of a poke check, creating the turnover, and it just gets onto the wrong player's stick for Brighton. Number 13, Thaddeus Rainish. Look at the move, power there, and right upstairs. Caught Hutchinson a little bit flat in his net there, exposed the top corner. He made no mistake, but again, you see the length these guys have on their stick, Sean, to be able to come across and just create that shooting lane and go upstairs. Nice hands, nice goal.
That's a goal and an assist now for the dynamic number 13, Thaddeus Rainish. Still only a junior, Mike.
We're checking IDs again, Sean. We were checking IDs on freshmen last night. We're going to get some IDs on these juniors tonight.
All right, so Brighton trying to get something going now in the remaining moments of this power play opportunity. Coming near side, Wheeler. Wheeler with some speed. Wheeler with a shot. Ward, no problem. And he'll hold it to get the draw.
A couple senior goalies really showing their age here and their experience, Sean, by just holding down the net here in this huge game with the spotlights on them.
A lot of big stops, Mike. Make no mistake about that. Wheeler wins that draw forward. Duffney giving chase, but he's pinned against the boards. Net knocked off its moorings. The draw will stay in the Orchard Lake zone with 7 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity.
Another power play where Brighton had trouble setting it up, and we know the way they like to set it. They put a forward at the top of the umbrella, and they have one of their scorers off the half board, and they try to feed them and get them open. They just haven't been able to do it today.
Luke Weaver going to carry it in on the backhand. Still on it. Gets rubbed off the puck. Duffney comes in for support. Back to full strength for Orchard Lake. But it's Weaver on it again. Weaver's going to send it in back behind the net to Wysocki. Tried to get it to the point, but Orchard Lake breaking out. Nearly sent a man away. Luke Weaver on it again, though. Boy, just missed the streaking Wheeler as the puck goes in back behind the net. Nearly too many men at the bench there, Mike, and Orchard Lake on it again. Walking in, outside of the net, that shot from Carrera. Back to the point, scores! Bashy with the goal, and Orchard Lake has the lead back.
A nice, quick, low snapshot that caught Hutchinson moving over to his post, Sean. If we get a good look, I think it goes 5-hole, but I'm not sure.
Carrera really made so much of that play happen.
A short-sider.
Short
side there. Hutchinson's not going to be happy with himself there. He got a little bit off of his post. But again, a nice feed by 27, Stewart from behind.
Boy, we knew this one would be entertaining, Mike. It's lived up to it. It's a 3-2 game, but with some of the stops here tonight, Mike.
Yeah, lots of saves, and so we're showing some goaltending. We have some good defense, and these forwards are just dynamic.
Here comes Walkup with a high shot. That was a wrister that just kept rising, Mike.
There's a lot to like about that junior, Sean.
Oh, boy, he's fun. Going to play it in back behind his own net. Bozak gives chase. Now gets some support over there. Finally chipped down the ice, and that's going to be far enough for icing. With 9:38 to go here in this second period.
Whew, a little bit of a break to give you a rest and take a breath, Sean. There's been a lot of action in the quick, first 7.5 minutes of this period. But again, I like what we're seeing out of Brighton here this period. They have given up some goals, but they're containing what was giving them fits in the defensive zone for Orchard Lake.
Draw stays in the Brighton zone. Brighton wins it back. Walk up, loses it down there. That's Sussex on the puck. Boy, it didn't miss by much, Mike. Shot comes in, Kuhn from the point. A couple deflections, and Hutch had to be careful there. Bozak back in behind his net. Brighton gets a chance, nearly a break, Mike, and that's going to be icing. Boy, just hopped over Tim Peterson's sticker. He was in.
Have we gone a shift without a scoring opportunity, like a high-end scoring opportunity right there? It was a crowd, but I think it was Rainish that bounced that off the crossbar.
Hey, the Michigan Hockey Coaches Association wants to remind you where you can find all the high school hockey scores, standings, and player stats. All you need to do is go to the hub, mihshockeyhub.com. Robbie's there all the time. He was doing research before the game and combing his hair. Orchard Lake now in the neutral zone, loses it. Brighton, Giroux gets it along the half boards. Oh, big stop there by Hutch. Puck lay there, and he finally has to cover up. That was Evan Stewart wreaking havoc down low.
The Orchard Lake team, Sean, kind of always has, but we're just going to say for right now, lives on that edge. They tiptoe that edge very well, and when they're winning state championships and they're winning big games, they're playing on the right side of that edge, but it's just so close watching this game. They've been on the edge of a couple of penalties, but let's keep an eye on that.
Draw stays deep in the Brighton zone, 3-2 Orchard Lake. They win it back, just pumped in deep. Giving chase down there is Weaver. Weaver on it, sends it the other way to Hall. Now coming back for some support as well to the far side. Oh, giveaway there. Passing to the wing, shot comes in. Hutch with a big stop on Boyda.
You can coach a lot of things, Sean. They had a nice play there. They relieved the pressure by going over to the weak side and coming up. But Orchard Lake, again, is so long on the sticks and so fast to the puck. They just create chaos in that offensive zone for themselves. Turnovers, shots on net all night.
Roberts wins this draw back. Going point to point now. Shot comes in, deflected, and didn't miss by much. See if Brighton can get something going the other way. That's exactly what Wheeler's trying to do. Centering pass, misses everybody. Coming in transition with speed. Orchard Lake, there are three of them. Three Eaglets. Tried to go right up the middle, Mike. Couldn't do it, was Ramos. Now a big battle in the corner. Comes out of the zone, and Orchard Lake has to give chase in their own zone with 8 minutes to go here in this second period. 3-2 Eaglets. Nice pass here. Opportunity from the far wing, some chime time, Mike. Look far down, huh?
Wow, how quick did that come off of Pizzo's stick? Wow.
Still on it. Boyda into the corner. Sussex in for support. Roberts after it again. He muscles past Walkup. Walkup still working on him. Roberts almost backhanded out in front to the point. That shot hit something on the way in, and Clement with an opportunity to skate it out. He's got a man up there. Boy, giving chase was a Lola. Still on it though. Big stop by Ward. Puck lay there for a second. Now Brighton's got a little something going on. A Lola up there with Clement. They're doing battle, and get the whistle along the half board on the hand pass.
Little things that I like to see. You get Clement with that puck. He doesn't panic with it, and what he does, Sean, is he throws that, we'll call it pad pass, a nice low far side shot to where the goalie's got to get a pad on it, creating a scoring opportunity off that rebound. It was a real nice play. That came right before it seemed like Orchard Lake was starting to settle into their game again, unfortunately for Brighton. A lot of play down in that end.
Orchard Lake now controls off the draw, going point to point. Carrera throws it in deep and an opportunity to come out Brighton. That pass misses. That's going to go the length of the ice and be called on the icing. Yeah, I haven't seen Rainish in a few minutes, Mike.
Well,
have you seen him out there?
This is what I'm going to say is that you haven't said his name, so I don't think we have seen him out there. Though he just topped the boards, because there hasn't been a time he's been on the ice that we didn't mention him.
And nice to see Jacob Hughes coming back on the ice as well, Mike.
We always like to see that. That game that Orchard Lake likes to play, that they're settling into, is getting that puck in and either getting the first touch with their speed or at least causing the turnover, being aggressive on the puck with their forecheck.
Orchard Lake wins the draw. Hume tries to send her in. Still pressure out there. Look at Rainish playing the body, keeping it in. Hume long shot. Hutch kicks it aside. Backhander out into the neutral zone. Hume gives it up there. Coming the other way is Smith. Nick Smith with a long reach. Can't get it through. He's got support from Peterson in behind the net. Peterson still on it. Peterson stops, turns, gives it up to McKenzie. McKenzie spins. Gives it back to Peterson. Shot from a tough angle. High on the goaltender Ward. Another opportunity there. Couldn't get the shot away from Smith. But this Brighton top line was buzzing and they force the icing.
I think we're going to see a little bit more out of Smith, McKenzie, and Peterson. Peterson's been here forever, 15 years, I believe. But Smith and McKenzie, Sean, they're newcomers. They're newcomers not only to the program, but to Tim Peterson. They're starting to get the feel for each other, starting to get a little chemistry. We're going to see a little bit more play down in their offensive zone like that.
Duffney takes this draw in the attacking zone. 3-2 Eaglets. Duffney wins it forward. Oh, centering pass didn't miss by much. Now Brighton forced to start anew. Bozak throws it into the neutral zone. Johnston sent up and over, as a matter of fact. Shot from the high slot didn't connect. Boy, Johnson was sitting next to the goaltender for a second there, Mike.
Well, I mean, he's got to say hi. He's put two past his partner. He just wanted to check on him.
Shot from the point with a screen in front. Stewart with a nice screen, but Hutch saw it. Puck comes back to the line. Another shot from the line. Stewart still down there, wreaking havoc. Evan Stewart wearing the number 27, getting that big body in front, Mike. Back to the point. Burkett comes in for support. Able to keep it in his Kroll. Now an opportunity to break out. Here's Walkup. Walkup trying to walk the defender, and I think we're on a penalty here, Mike.
I think Burkett's going to go for interference.
Hey, at Lawrence Technological University, your vision of competing in scholarship-level college athletics can be your reality. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships are available at LTURecruitYourself.com. Thanks to my buddy Chuck for handing me all these reads tonight. I'll put my arm around my buddy Chuck because I like him.
We love Chuck. And you want to talk what's Chuck famous for? Cajun seasoning.
You can't spell Cajun without the C in Chuck, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brighton wins the draw. Walkup's been active tonight. That shot up into the netting, deflecting off an Orchard Lake stick, and the draw will stay deep in the Orchard Lake zone.
Hearing a lot of good things out of Walkup, and you can see why as we watch this game. As his time progresses as a junior into a senior, if he can add in rushing the puck to his game, we've seen it a couple of times, a couple turnovers today. If he can perfect that, he is going to be a threat.
Orchard Lake wins that draw, sends it the length of the ice, so Brighton going to start in their own zone. Hutch leaves it for Vince Walkup, the fine-looking junior defenseman. Controlled again by Orchard Lake, and Brighton forced to start over again. Max McKenzie. McKenzie tries to pick up speed. Now he throws it over to Walkup, just off his stick, but Walkup stays with it. Ward pokes it ahead, not able to clear it though. Kept in by Peterson and pumped in behind the net to Nick Smith. Nick Smith on it. Smith bodied off the puck, comes near side, kept in by Brighton though. That's Peterson. to the open point and over the line. Walk up just a second late. Gives it to McKenzie, who's going to backhand it in. Coming near side there. First person there was Correa. But it's Brighton on it again. Twisting and turning is Wysocki. Back to the point. Back to Wysocki. Wysocki backhands it. Nobody in front, and Orchard Lake able to clear it the length of the ice with 30 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. 3-2 Orchard Lake.
You can see how they're giving them fits down there. The hard work of Carrera down low, number 22, Sean. It's just not a lot of room to get stuff done, and Brighton's not making those passes.
Weaver over to Wysocki. Back to Weaver. Weaver and Wysocki playing catch now in the waning moments of this power play opportunity. Back to Weaver. Weaver spins. Weaver centering pass, nobody home. And Orchard Lake comes the other way, two of them. The dangerous Thaddeus with a shot. That's blocked on the way in. Paying the price, and here come Bulldogs the other way. 2-on-2 as we're back to full strength. Look out. There's Thaddeus again. Thaddeus. Backhand pass, can't get it through. Hutch with a big stop. Oh, the puck snuck through. Back to the point. Blocked shot there. Oh, you love to see that. The boys making some noise for Eddie Wheeler as he went down and paid the price, Mike.
Sean, the more success that Brighton programs have, that's what you see, though, that sacrifice, the blocking shots.
Sussex drops it. Gets it back. Nearly got through. Sussex still on it. He's being harassed, throws it to the other side. Now to the point. Back in behind the net, giving chase down there is Sussex. And the play is called on a hand pass with 2:12 to go here in an entertaining second period.
Wow. Rainish dangerous again, Sean. Going down there with the hands, and you could see exactly what he wanted to do. He had that defenseman one-on-one. He made his little move. He saw the defenseman move his feet and come with him. He was trying to go back between his legs to the winger that was coming down, and he just missed it. That's the nice shot, Wheeler. The bench loves to see that, Sean.
Yeah, they do. You can hear the boys making some noise. Orchard Lake not able to get it out. Bulldogs still on it. Boy, there's a battle for the puck every time it's loose. What else would you expect in a game with these two? Coming now is Smith. Smith with a shot. Oh, it looked like it crossed up Ward a little bit there, Mike, but Ward able to keep it out.
He was expecting that puck to move across, I believe. He was following the eyes of the player, and the puck did not follow the eyes. He shot that.
Walk up, shoots it in. Chance to clear it, and I think that's going to go the length of the ice indeed for icing. With a $1:38 to go here in this second period, Orchard Lake with a 3-2 lead.
Back and forth, Sean. It's tough to get a feel of who's taking the momentum and to take advantage of this game. I think Coach Gavisto is going to be happy with this second period, outside of his power play, we're going to say. But this team really seems to be getting it going within the offensive zone, whether that's the chemistry with some new players or if it's what they talked about in the locker room. They're doing a good job.
Draw controlled by Boyda. That puck up and over, and we'll do it all over again, Mike.
Well, let's see if Mr. Duffney, almost called him Cameron there, if Connor Duffney can win the faceoff, an all-important offensive zone defense, face-off.
Duffney wins it back, controlled. Giroux just pumps it in deep. Orchard Lake trying to get out of this period with a 1-goal lead. Maybe looking to add. Of course, they'd love that. Giroux on it, though. Giroux in back behind his own net. Puck chipped up and into the Orchard Lake zone. Carrera back in behind his own net. Nice pass into the neutral zone. Trying to play it to himself, but Walkup said no. Now Duffney coming the other way. Nearly forced a turnover. Alex Johnson, he has both Brighton goals. Nearly got a takeaway in the neutral zone. Carrera plays it to the line, kept in there, Mike. Now giving chase is Walkup with 40 seconds remaining.
Body's still flying around here, Sean.
No doubt about that. Roberts now in the neutral zone, Trying to backhand it in. No, he skates it in himself, and here comes Rainish. Rainish with a shot. Didn't miss by much. Carrera tries to pump her in, but Brighton able to take it, and they got 2. 2-on-1, but Rainish coming back. Shot deflected off a Ward.
Well, add that back check to the many things he's done tonight, Sean.
Giveaway there, and I'll tell you what, McKenzie nearly had a break himself, Mike, with 8 seconds remaining. Rainish still doing battle. Still doing battle. Nick Smith able to chip it in for McKenzie, but that is going to do it for this second period. Late hit, late in the second period. I don't think anything will be called. If you remember, Mike, they had a penalty called at the end of the first. I don't think we're going to see one here.
No, I don't think so. They just skated him away. It was a little gamesmanship up there at the end of the period. We're just going to let you know I'm still playing through the whistle through the period.
What an entertaining period it was. It was 1-0 at the end of the first, Mike. Brighton scored the next 2 goals, if you recall. Both of them by number 9, the fine-looking freshman Alex Johnston. And then Orchard Lake answered with 2 of their own to take this 3-2 lead into the third period.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. It doesn't seem like anyone wants to just take a hold of this game and run with it. It keeps going back and forth. But again, that's indicative of 2 high-end teams. Both teams have no give up. They're going to play to the end, and they're going to get their chances.
Robbie's downstairs. Hopefully we'll get a conversation with Robbie at the end of this second period. Anybody's hockey game. Make no mistake about that as we head to this third period. What a entertaining game it has been so far for 34 minutes. All right, Robbie with the head coach, Coach Clanow. Robbie?
Coach, they got 2 back on you early in that one, but you guys came right back. Your Rainish is just rolling. How are you guys going to continue to, keep the momentum and finish this one?
Yeah, we just got to keep pressuring them. That's all. I mean, we got to pressure them all over the rink. I think we're quicker, and if we can get to their D and pressure that puck, we should be fine.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, Sean.
Robbie, thank you very much, and thanks to Coach Clanow as well. 3-2 here in the second intermission. Hey, don't go anywhere. We have more of our premium show. Is that the best way to say it, Chuck? Our premium show. The show of shows on the State Champs Network, and we'll have it for you in the second intermission here on the State Champs Network.
At Alto Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Bogan, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alto Equipment services all makes and models, and their technicians are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome back to State Champs. Time now for some more semifinal highlights with the Hit List, Part 2.
More hit list for you. LP back here in Division 3 at Grand Blanc. Warren De La Salle just 3-6 entering the playoffs, meeting undefeated DeWitt. The Pilots strike first. Princeton-bound Anthony Batanzi powers in for the touchdown, and DLS takes a 13-7 lead to the half. But after the break, it's all Panthers. DeWitt turns to Central Michigan-bound quarterback Traverse Moore, and he takes over. 4 rushing touchdowns as the Panthers flip the script. The Panthers pull away, winning it 41-20, move to 13-0, and punch their ticket back to Ford Field to face Mount Pleasant in the Division III final. Next, to Division 4. Dearborn Divine Child taking on defending champ Goodrich. Second quarter, Iowa commit and Mr. Football candidate Marcello Vitti breaks a tackle and powers in from 17 yards out for a 7-0 lead. From there, the defense took over with multiple takeaways, and it's still 7-zip at the break. Goodrich finally answered, but down 3 in the final minute, their last drive ends in the hands of Michael DeSalvo, his second interception of the day. Divine Child grinds out a 10-7 win and earns its first state championship appearance since 1985, where it will face Hudsonville Unity Christian for the D4 title. Let's head to Novi for the Division 6 semifinal. Jackson Lumen Christi and Almont, an instant classic at Wildcat Stadium. We end up tied at 13, headed to overtime. Neither side can finish it in the first extra frame or the second. Both find the end zone, but missed kicks keep it 19 all, and we go to a third overtime. Almont is stopped just shy of the goal line, and that sets the stage. Lumen Christi sneaks it in from a yard out. The Titans survive 25-19, and with the victory, Coach Herb Brogan passes Al Fracassa for second all-time in career wins in Michigan high school football. Let's wrap it up with the 8-player state finals at Northern Michigan University. In D1, Martin taking on Montebello. The Clippers fall behind early, but senior quarterback Halen Buell takes over. 3 rushing touchdowns and another through the air. Martin scores 52 straight and rolls 52-8 to claim its 3rd state title in 4 years. In D2, Portland St. Patrick meeting North Dickinson, and the Shamrocks set the tone immediately. Brady Leonard, Hudson King, and a fast-swarming defense control it start to finish as St. Patrick cruises to a 53-0 shutout. The Shamrocks finish a perfect 13-0 and bring home their first football state title since 1992.
I'm Robbie Elliott, and let's run it back with some state final action from this weekend. We begin with the girls swimming state finals starting in Division 1 at Oakland University. Shout out to West Bloomfield senior Elizabeth Eichbrecht, who completed the championship sweep with her 4th straight finals title in both the 200 freestyle and 500 free. Her winning 500 times set a new all-finals record, breaking the mark of 444.7 set in 2017. In the team race, it was all Ann Arbor Pioneer sophomore Talua Begg led the way with wins in the 200 individual medley and the 100 breaststroke as Pioneer claimed its 6th straight Division 1 state title. Over in Division 2, the depth of Farmington Hills Mercy was on full display. The Marlins got big wins from Avery Tack in the 200 IM and Ella Hafner, who anchored the 400 free relay to close it out. Mercy secures its 3rd straight Division II state championship. Now to the volleyball state finals. In Division 1, Farmington Hills Mercy looking for its 2nd state title in 3 years, taking on Bloomfield Hills in its first ever championship match. The Marlins spread the wealth. Kate Kalzinski, Ella Andrews, and Cree Hollier all making plays as Mercy wins it in 4. In Division 2, Detroit Country Day going for back-to-back titles against first-timer Flat Rock. The Yellow Jackets were led by senior Elise Heimstra with a game-high 21 kills. Country Day sweeps Flat Rock in 3 and goes back-to-back in D2. For more coverage, check out our state champs at the state finals special recaps of the volleyball and girls swim finals airing next week.
Cass Tech, riding a 22-game win streak powered by arguably the most electric playmaker in Michigan, C.J. Sadler. This was Adams' third semifinal in 6 seasons. They weren't in awe of Cass Tech, they were here to win. The tone? Cass Tech set it fast. Sophomore Julian Taylor, who would become the story of the day, takes the handoff from Donald Tabron, hit the edge, 11 yards, 7-0 at the end of the first. But Adams didn't come this far to blink. 4th and goal, Ryland Waters rolls right, keeps the play alive, fires to Matt Topner, shot delivered by Sadler, but hangs on. They go for 2, they get it, 8-7 Adams early in the second. But C.J. Sadler took the kickoff all the way to the Adams 18, and from there, Taylor went to work again. A zig, a zag, and the sophomore darts into the end zone. Cass Tech back on top 14-8. And just before halftime, the play that reminded everyone why Sadler is the most dangerous weapon in the state. Tabron stands tall in a clean pocket, fires, Sadler shakes and glides into the paint. Cass takes a 21-8 lead into the break. Third quarter, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Taylor up the gut for his third score of the day. 20 carries, 10, didn't matter. Adams simply couldn't get a read on him. A 48-22 win as C.J. Sadler and Donald Tabron shared their signature swagger. You could feel it. The technicians walked off knowing the showdown everyone waited for was finally real. Cass Tech versus Detroit Catholic Central for the Division I state championship. Cass Tech is heading back to Ford Field.
We're down here with running back Julian Taylor, who had 5 trips to the end zone in this 48-22 win. What did your team do to set you up so well offensively today?
I mean, it's the O-line, it's the receivers blocking downfield too. It's the row up front. Them traffic control. They call themselves, they control the traffic. They them guys, man. You got the receivers blocking up field. Without them, I ain't nothing. So, and without my coaches, so I love these boys, man. I'm riding with them to the end, no cap.
Welcome back into Brighton. What should be a very entertaining third period about to begin, with the Eaglets holding on to a 3-2 lead, along with Mike Iversel, Robbie Elliott, the third member of our broadcast team. My name is Sean Belegian, and I want to give a shout out. John Watson, Kevin, Chuck P, Chuck C, Ernest, John Kidd, Elena. We got the best crew in the business. Thank you guys all for doing what you do.
Without a doubt, Sean, they make our jobs easier, and our jobs can't be done without them.
Third period underway. There's a guy making a play for the first star of the game. Mike, make no mistake about that. And that's your job tonight, Mike.
Every game, the pressure's on.
It sure is.
A lot going on in this game. A lot of stars out here tonight.
Brighton trying to get some pressure on here and tie this one up. Play is called at the line.
Well, we've got 24 shots so far for Orchard Lake, 19 for Brighton. Both goalies doing a good job keeping their teams in, but Orchard Lake's got to be careful. As I've said, they play on that edge. They need that edge to be successful. They've taken 6 penalties, Sean. Eventually, that's going to bite you. And eventually, Brighton's going to get right on that power play. They've got to stay out of the box this period.
Can I give a shout-out to our buddy, Mr. Philly up in Marquette? He is watching up in Marquette, and he says they are in the midst of a 20-inch snow. As that puck out of play. Mike, 20-inch snow. We cry over 3 or 4 inches down here. 20-inch snow.
Yeah, we have a little bit of snow coming this weekend, and it's all we're hearing about, right?
Whatever will we do?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm a little bit shaky about going to Alpena this weekend, how much snow I'm going to see, but I'm going to embrace it, Sean.
Yes, indeed. Playing catch now in the neutral zone. Brighton forced back. That pass picked off. Carrera leads a rush, drops it, scores. What a snipe by Charlie Roberts. And a play started in his own end by Carrera.
Carrera has had a real nice night, Sean, playing a steady defense back in his own zone. He's just adding, look at me, rush the puck, drop it, and just barred down, sniped by Roberts. what they needed. A nice, quick goal to see if they can get some separation in this game because this pesky Brighton team's been keeping themselves in it.
That's a huge one. 2-goal lead with 16:10 to go here in this third period. Brighton has their work cut out for them now. 3-2. But Bulldogs trying to change that right now. Taken away, and there's Rainish. He's rubbed off the puck for the moment, but he stays on it, takes a big hit. Getting some support down there to keep it is Sussex. Back to the point, shot comes in, deflected. Without his stick is Whitlock. Miscommunication back behind the net. Sent near side now. Whitlock going to come out again without his stick. That one poked away, out of danger's way. Picked off at the line, kept in. Rainish scores. Wow.
Sean.
Oh, baby.
That was a bullet from way outside, and that just beat the goalie clean. There's nothing to say about it. However, the turnover, I mean, he's going to have nightmares about that because not only do you turn it over, but you turn it over to the most dangerous man on the ice all night.
2 goals in the first minute and 34 seconds, and Orchard Lake has opened up a 5-2 lead. Landon Clement trying to get something going. Burkett, though, gets there first. He's got 2 Bulldogs on him, taken away by Roberts. Punched out into the neutral zone. Here comes Boyda. Boyda leaves it there for Pizzo. He's rubbed off the puck, but an opportunity in front. Still sitting in the high slot. Finally, Brighton with a chance to get it out. They can't just yet. Clement gets it to the line, but not out. Finally in front, and the Bulldogs are able to get it out. That's Anderson. Into the neutral zone as Bulldogs try to make change. Anderson's going to go give chase behind his own net. Hutch leaves it there for him. Anderson, near side to Smith. Throws it into the neutral zone, and it's promptly taken back by the Eaglets.
You see Orchard Lake's playing back a little bit now that they got the lead. A little bit of that pressure off. Let's see if Brighton can take advantage of it.
Carrera trying to get something going again. As Mike mentioned, he's had a very active night. You're absolutely right, Mike. They're sending 2 deep and sending 3 up top. That one poked away, but shipped back in. Boy, the active sticks out there. You better be active with all the action out there. Tripped up at the line, kept in though. Shot comes in, no, centering pass. Looking for a deflection, couldn't get it. Back in behind the net, centering pass. Hutch with a big stop there. Boy, Eaglets are buzzing right now, Mike. That shot's blocked. Brown gets it back to the point. Carrera, that's blocked by Smith. Carrera has to start anew in the neutral zone. He'll carry in. Carrera still carrying. Hutch hugging the goalpost. Didn't give him anything to shoot at. Now Bulldogs trying to break out with some speed. Making his man miss. Can't make the second man miss was Hall. Now it's Weaver. He loses it. Coming the other way is Phillips. Phillips around the net, has his pocket picked. Boy, nearly lost it in deep, but coming back for support is Wheeler. Kept in by Orchard Lake. Big stop by Hutch. Boy, they are buzzing, Mike. When they're down in front, it's like they're smelling blood.
I'm actually shocked here just watching just how much of a weapon their speed is. Told we're going to get a replay here. Oh, that's Stewart out in front. What a toe save there. Hutch is doing everything he can to keep his team in here. But that weapon of that speed, Sean, every time there's a loose puck, they're getting that first touch.
Brighton wins this draw, sends it near side. Opportunity to chip it out, but they can't. Kept in by Hughes. Hughes pumps it in deep. Sussex gives chase. Sussex in the corner, gets it taken away, coming near side. Kept in again by Orchard Lake, just thrown in the corner by Hughes. Orchard Lake content to make life miserable in the Brighton zone right now. And they're doing it, Mike.
They are just all over the place and in the right spots, Sean.
Ramos,
smart hockey team.
Just chips it in. Finally a chance to get it out from Wheeler, and he does. Coming with speed is Whitlock. Bulldogs nearly got the turnover there, but it's Sussex coming back. Just under 12 to go here in Brighton. Orchard Lake with a 5-2 lead. Here's Hughes again, content to dump it in as Orchard Lake makes change.
Just dumping and getting fresh legs out there, Sean. When you got the lead, you can expand that bench a little bit.
Giroux spinning in behind his own net. Outlets pass to Clement. He goes the far side to the defender, Anderson. He loses it there. Sliding and saving an opportunity right there was number 4, Giroux. High slot area again, scores.
Who was that, Sean?
Guess who?
The release on that shot was ridiculous. We're going to get a replay, and I don't even know if you're going to see the puck on this stick. It is off so fast, Hutchinson just doesn't have a chance. Head up, nice pass.
And Tristan Schneider is going to come in and replace Reese Hutchinson, who, Mike, let's be honest, you can't blame him for much tonight.
No. Rainish has just been a man-possessed. Get him the puck. His shot is hitting the corner every time.
Mike, I would tell you with almost full certainty that young man is going to be on our inaugural list. He is special. Scores. Roberts. Oh, they've opened it up now, this Orchard Lake team, Mike.
Yeah, that was just a great individual effort. And it just came at that time where you can see a little bit of deflation on the Brighton side. They're backing up a little bit. No one's going to play the body, and he's just going to snipe it in. And it happens. They're high school kids. Coach Gavisto's going to collect them on that bench. He'll get these guys going. They're going to end this last 11 minutes stronger than they just played the first 5.
Weaver forcing his own zone. Schneider leaves it there for him. Weaver tries to muscle that out. Orchard Lake on it again. Here's Stewart. In behind the net, centering pass. Nobody home this time. Hall with an opportunity to get it out. It's Orchard Lake on it. That one deflects off of Weaver. Coming back the other way and finally relieving the pressure, but it goes to the length of the ice for icing with 10:41 to go here. Hey, there's always help wanted when it comes to high school game officials. Every year, over 1,000 new officials are needed. Officiating is a great way to stay in shape, stay close to the game, and so much more. Log on to MHSAA.com for more info. An onslaught here, Mike. 4 goals in about 5 minutes of play.
And the end of this game, Sean, is going to be nothing for the weak-hearted because these are 2 proud teams, 2 physical teams as we see the hit right there.
Yeah, like on cue. Weaver a little frustration there through his body at Carrera. And he's going to go off, and St. Mary's is going right back on the power play.
That's a little bit of frustration coming out.
I'm going to tell you what, it's early in the year, and I don't want to make any, big proclamations, but I think Division III should be put on notice right now that the defending champs are not going to give up the title easily.
Not at all. And if you are facing them and you're in their bracket, there's going to be some worry tonight, Sean.
No doubt about that. Duffney with a nice effort here. Duffney creating some space for himself. Has somebody on the wing. Duffney can't get the pass across. Ward able to stand big. Starting over Carrera. Carrera content to just shoot it in deep. Schneider comes out, leaves it there. Stays in behind the net. Orchard Lake still keeping the pressure on. Back to the point, Carrera. Nice move along the far boards, a trip there, and we're going to see some 5-on-3 hockey. They're going to get the extra attacker on. Carrera, near side now to Pizzo. That puck touched up, and here's that 5-on-3, Mike.
You don't hear this often, but I'm going to give that goalie credit. That was a quick response to that arm getting off and making sure they had a 6-on-4, because what will a lot of people scream? Give them the puck, give them the puck, because they want the 5-on-3. But if you can have a 6-on-4 while it's going, you take advantage of that.
100%.
But you need that goalie to be alert just like that.
Yeah, you got to make that call. It looked inadvertent, Mike, but it matters not when the stick goes between the legs. So with 9:40 to go, a 5-on-3 for an extended period. Rainish again. That shot too high. Rebound comes in front. Schneider. Big stop there and a chance to clear it for Wheeler, and he does. Ward going to leave it. Let's see who comes back and retrieves it. It's Hughes. Hughes behind his own net with 50 seconds remaining in this 5-on-3. Hughes head up. Gonna leave it at the line. Rainish again. Look at him skate in. Off the post. Jeez. Thaddeus. Stepping in, another shot. That one didn't miss by much from Boyda. Another shot. Schneider with a big stop there off that shot from Roberts with 28 seconds to go.
It's turned into a little bit of a shooting gallery right now. As we get back to 5-on-5 play here in a little over a minute, Sean, I'm going to expect Brighton to step it up a little bit here. They've got to protect their goalie.
28 seconds in this 5-on-3. Sussex wins the draw. Back to the point. That one didn't miss by much. Kept in by Carrera. Carrera, high slot. They tried to go dot to dot. That gets deflected and up in the netting. 16 seconds remaining in this 5-on-3. 8:43 to go here in this third period. Orchard Lake up 7-2.
That was a real nice look across the ice. You like those guys that have their head up. They're looking to pass that puck through lanes and not just take shots.
This should do it, Mike, for the 5-on-3. As Carrera skates up, and we go back to 5-on-4. Look at Carrera showing that speed. Carrera nearly rubbed off the puck. Gets some help down there in the form of Condrat. Orchard Lake still with control. Pizzo at the point. Back to Pizzo. Pizzo swept it to the wing. Nobody was there. Duffney with a chance to get it out, and he does. I want to give one more shout out as well. How can I forget our buddy Jason over there hiding behind Ernest? Thank you, Jason, for everything you do. Schneider with a quick glove there as Roberts was making a bid for a power play goal.
Well, let's give the goaltender Schneider a little bit of credit, coming in cold off the bench, right, to replace Hutchinson. He's made some nice saves out there. And let's just throw him right into a 5-on-3, right, Sean? So let's give the kid a lot of credit for coming in, keeping his cool, and making some saves.
16 seconds remaining in this power play opportunity. Boyda carrying the puck, loses it. Brighton's going to clear it. That should just about do it for this power play opportunity. Ward going to leave it there. One more rush for Orchard Lake. Just chipped in by Boyda. He goes after it now. Now he backs up. Weaver. Spin move. Pass to Walkup. Walkup with speed. Walkup with a shot that is kicked aside by Ward. Blocker side. Look out, rebound in front. Ward down. Scores! You knew that Brighton was going to keep after it, Mike.
That's Duffney, I believe, was there. Was McKenzie?
Yeah.
These jerseys pile up in the back. I've been getting them wrong all day. I called McKenzie earlier for a goal. Now he's got it. But again, we knew they weren't going to give up. In front, 1-2, follow your shot in and push it.
Creaked in. Yeah, that just creaked in.
19-7 there. Again, the senior first-year guys, the newcomers getting themselves into the play. We'll see a lot more as the year goes along from these guys.
7-3 game now. Weaver tries to chip that into the zone. Nick Smith can't do it either. In back behind the net for Orchard Lake. Tripped up, no call. Phillips now tries to skate it out. Gets it to the neutral zone, but it's backhanded back in, so Orchard Lake says we'll do it again. Phillips leaves it this time. Sussex on the near side. Pass can't connect, and the play is called. 6:46 to go here in this third period, Mike.
And this is going to be a good test for Orchard Lake. I have a feeling there's going to be a few games this year where they get ahead by a few goals, and it becomes, like I said, a shooting gallery. Brighton's not going to give up. They still have to play a serious game regardless of what the score is. This will be good practice for Orchard Lake.
Duffney wins this forward to himself. Boy, nice pass there. Didn't get through, though. Brighton with a jump now. It's Whitlock in the corner. Coming the other way now, Eaglets. Two of them. Brighton showing speed. Not to give up that odd man rush. They got back. That could have been a 2-on-1, but give credit to a couple of Bulldogs getting back, Mike. And here come Bulldogs again. Now Duffney. Duffney coming in. Duffney centering pass. Can't connect with Alex Johnston.
Nice play there. And Coach Cavisto's going to love the effort on those back checks when they're down by 4.
Like passing in front. John Brown looked dangerous there, setting himself up high slot. Now coming near side. Giroux pinches his man along the board. Duffney can't get it out, kept in at the line. Shot comes in off of Schneider's glove. Still wreaking havoc. Orchard Lake, that pass misses at the point. 5:40 to go in this one. Eaglets 7, Bulldogs 3. In his own zone walk-up. He's had a good night tonight. Bright future ahead of him, that's for sure.
You can see he's got a lot of the skills. He's just a junior. He's going to fine-tune that, Sean. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of him.
Walk up with speed now. Tries to go one-on-one, gets knocked off the puck. And here comes Orchard Lake the other way. Backhand, pass, far side. Schneider out of position. Centering pass can't get through, taken away by Wheeler. Finally chipped out into the neutral zone where Wysocki after it. Wysocki 1-on-3 gets the shot away, but it's pushed to wide. Getting chase in his own zone now, Luke Weaver takes over. Weaver, backhand, off the boards. He loses it 2-on-1 the other way. Look at Rainish. Rainish in alone. Too high that time. I'm not sure he knew he had Sussex there, Mike.
No, I don't think he did, but I want to see the replay if we can on that.
What a stop there by Schneider.
He almost went back at that defenseman to kind of say, hey, look what I got.
Alto Equipment knows when it comes to getting your job completed. On budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alto Equipment partners with the biggest names in construction with industry-leading service and support. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
I think our guys over here got that replay. They're working on getting it up. We'll see Rainish go right back at that defenseman like, hey, this is what I got. When you got that skill, Sean, those are things you can do.
Giroux with an opportunity to skate it out. He does. Backhands it deep into that Orchard Lake zone. Getting chased down there is Clement. Kept in along the near boards. Pinching in, good job keeping it in, Bulldogs. Still doing good work down there is Alola. Gets it taken away by Sussex, but kept in for the moment. Sussex still on it. Sussex still finally fighting to get it out of the zone. Waning moments of this one, Mike, with 3:45 to go. Orchard Lake looking for more. Toe drag, trying to set himself up with Sussex. Couldn't get it off, though. Here come Bulldogs. But they're at the end of a shift, and they're going to make a change. Ward comes out and plays it now in back behind the net. 3:25 to go in this one. Here comes Roberts. Roberts driving towards the net, out there with the dangerous Rainish and Condrat. High slot. Schneider, I think, got a piece of that from Roberts. Condrat in behind the net, centering pass, nobody home, out in the neutral zone. Carrera, a strong night for that young man. The senior defenseman.
Real nice puck mover, Sean. He's got skill and IQ. I've really liked his game tonight.
Roberts muscled off the puck. Puck just squeaks out, and Kuhn has to start over. The sophomore defender, he loses it. Here comes Brighton the other way, Peterson. Peterson with a shot. Big stop by Ward with 2:40 to go. Now it's Roberts on it again in the neutral zone, picking up speed. Roberts, shot. Schneider with the stop. Backhanded, out of trouble. Kuhn has to give chase in his own zone. Goes D to Carrera. Carrera with a nice pass to Boyda. Back to Carrera. Carrera leaves it for his defense partner. Back to Pizzo. Pizzo picking up speed. Pizzo on the off wing, centering pass, nobody home. But Carrera there at the point. Carrera now going to step in. Wrist shot comes in and they score. Looks like it bounced off a couple of things, Mike. I don't know who's going to get credit for it, as it looked like it deflected off a couple of things.
Yeah, it just depends who it hit, who's going to go to the bench first. Carrera's going to at least get the assist. It looks like maybe number 4, Matthew Boyda, is going to get it. He crossed in front. You see it. You can always see that they look at the ref like, did you see that? Yep. So I think that did bounce off him. So that'll be Diesel Carrera's second assist of the game. But you saw that move, Sean, at the point. It was going to get blocked. He stuttered. He came. He moved his feet. Opened up the shooting lane.
8-3 now with 1:45 left in this one. Caden Giroux trying to get it out. Get some support now from Anderson. Here come Bulldogs the other way as the play is called. I think we're going to get a offsetting penalty here as two guys doing battle down there. It was Kroll and Giroux. Minute and 34 seconds remaining in this one. Full marks to the Eaglets for coming in here, Mike, and coming away with a victory tonight.
Yeah, we knew they were skilled, they were fast, they're returning a lot. We met these kids at Media Day, they were confident. But Sean, I'm more than impressed what we've seen on the ice tonight.
Going to be hard for anybody in D3 to beat this team. Pretty darn good team, Mike.
Yeah, the speed, the size, the skill, the physicality. The only thing that's going to beat them at this point right now, standing here, Sean, is themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. Bulldogs have to give chase. It's walk up. Boy, he's logged a ton of minutes here tonight. Sent it the other way, nobody home. Burkett in his own zone. Here comes Orchard Lake. What a big hit there. Oh my goodness, good clean hit from Emerson Bozak. Bulldogs with 1 minute to go, trying to get something going. It's a Lola. He's in there. They're making change. Finally pushed off the puck. Giveaway, high slot, kept in by Bulldogs. Clement in behind the net. Now doing battle on the near boards. Finally chipped out, and Bulldogs are going to have to start over. Giroux, and that's going to be called with 37.7 seconds to go here.
Well, how about that? Emerson Bozak sitting on the bench a little bit. Not a ton of ice out there for him tonight. He gets on this ice. He's going to remember that shift, Sean. The big hit, just stepping up right there. He read him. 17 didn't think maybe the game's over a little bit. Head down, and Bozak steps up and sits him down.
Like that old-time good clean hit, Mike.
Yep. Shoulder down.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, we need more of that in the game. But what do I know? I'm just a dinosaur. Centering pass in front. Oh, big stop there by Ward. Brighton fighting till the end. Domzalski trying to get something going. Take a shot in. They're going to clear it. That's going to be icing with 7.2 seconds to go. Don't forget, we'll have a conversation with our number one star. I don't want to give anything away, but I'm pretty sure I know who the number one star is. I don't want to steal from my buddy Mike's thunder, though.
Yeah, if you're watching this game, I think you know who the number one star is tonight.
Fair statement.
And there's a lot going on the ice tonight. Number 2 and number 3 were a little bit tough, but there's some things I liked out there that we'll talk about.
Draw lay there for a second. Brighton still after it. That is going to do it. Orchard Lake comes in here the night before Thanksgiving and comes away with an 8-3 victory. Two really good teams, Mike. And as we are talking about Orchard Lake, I mean, still for me, the favorite in Division III. Let's not forget about the home team. I think this is going to be a team to be reckoned with when all is said and done.
Yes, there's a lot of good things. The scoreboard's not showing it, Sean. 8-3, you take a loss. But the things that we saw in there, the one thing I know me and you wanted to look at was how deep did that bench go? This is the deepest bench I can think of in a long time for Brighton. That's something to look forward to. And it was the secondary guys that really stuck out today. That is something. It's the guys like Bozek coming off the bench in the third period and sitting the guy down. Coach Gavisto is going to have a few things to work out in practice, but there's a lot of things to be proud about. And the scoreboard shows what Orchard Lake can do to anybody in the state right now.
And after a hard-fought game with a lot of hard hits, I like to see the players line up and shake hands. We got to get to our 3 stars in just a second. Mike, do you have any idea who your 3 stars are?
I do. I set it down. I'm ready. I handed it off to our guy, John Watson. Are you ready, John? Our number 3 star, and I just love saying this name, is going to be number 22, Diesel Carrera. Sean, every team would love to have a Diesel Carrera on their team. A puck-moving defenseman, a physical force in front of the net, and a guy that can carry the puck. Great game out of Diesel today. Our number 2 star from Brighton, number 9, Alex Johnston. I will again apologize for getting that first goal wrong, but this kid was all over the ice tonight, Sean. He got knocked over the boards. He quickly got back over. He played it physical. The number 1 star, I don't think we even have to say it, Thaddeus Rainish with the hat trick, all over, by far the top player on the ice.
And we'll talk to the number 1 star of the game right now, who's standing by with our own Robbie Elliott. Robbie?
Well, Thaddeus, let's first off start with your play. 3 goals on the night. What was working for you?
I think I was just humming tonight. Came out ready to go, all fired up. It was a really good win. Whole team's sick right now. I got the flu. 102 fever, hour before the game. I had a little flu game. You know, I was tired at first, and then I just started humming. It was a really good game, really good game.
Well, then let's talk about the team as well. You guys are playing physical, fast hockey, even with the flu. You guys are probably the favorites in D3, but also reigning champs. What is motivating this team?
Honestly, today, walked in, Brighton players talking. That really fired me up, and we just wanted to pound them. 8-3 pounded them. So it felt really good, really good.
Good stuff, Thaddeus.
Thank you.
Back to you, Sean.
Great stuff. What a fantastic game for that young man. And have some soup, get some sleep, and feel better for Thanksgiving, right?
You've got to, because there's going to be a lot of good food, I'm sure, at the Rainish household. He's got to get some rest and do that.
No doubt about it. Your final score here tonight, one of the best barns in the league. I'm serious. We love coming out here to Brighton. Orchard Lake comes away with an 8-3 victory tonight. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, to our crew. Thank you so much for joining us. For everybody involved, my name is Sean Belegian saying good night from Brighton.
State Champs Game Time Live is powered by Alta Equipment Company. State Champs Game Time Live is also brought to you by Lawrence Technological University, the Michigan Army National Guard, Warrior Hockey, the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association, and the Michigan High School Athletic Association.